Before we get started here, I want to remind everyone to please hit that like button and share this video on whatever social media you have. Since this is a restricted channel, you're the only chance we have to overcome YouTube's anti-2A bias and discrimination. Damn it. I am a grown-ass man. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Merca Guns and Freedom Podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. As always, this is just a conversation between myself and my other viewers. If you have questions you want to ask me or topics you want to hear my opinion on, feel free to let me know. You can put them in the live chat. You can send me emails at shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com, or if you want to pay time to fill, you can use the link at the top of the chat up there. You can also get entries into the nightly knife drawing or the monthly silver bullet drawing through those links up there as well. But as I was saying, if you got any questions or comments, send them over. Topics you want discussed, send them over. I will get to them as best I can. If you ask me something specific, like, something technical or about a product I don't have experience with, pay attention to the live chat. Someone out there will have better answers than me, that's for sure. And they'll be more than happy to let you know. So pay attention and participate, build a sense of camaraderie. That's what we're here for. That and fighting with each other sometimes, which is even more fun sometimes. Hold on, I'm trying to pull up some emails here real quick. All right, I like to start usually by reading the names of people who bought merchandise over the last 24 hours. So let me go over there. I think we had a couple. We didn't sell any Toy Guns for Tots merch, though, but we did sell a couple of items. We got John Heasley. He bought a Le Pew Pew shirt in orange. I thought he had a Le Pew Pew shirt already. How many Le Pew Pew shirts does he need? Maybe he got the other one for his granddaughter or something. Maybe. He's got grandkids. Not only does he have kids, he has grandkids. So there's proof that some woman out there somewhere actually was willing to have sex with him. We also sold some mugs. We sold a Save the 40s mug, a North American Armored Assault Possum mug, and a Dalek mug. And those were to Oliver Banks. And I did add him to the Save the 40s list. So he is now on that also. Because if you buy any Save the 40s merch, mug or up, car sticker, a mug, anything that's like, $10 retail or more, you get entered into the Save the 40s campaign, which is at the end of my videos sometimes. It alternates between Save the 40s and the Church of Phil. And to get in the Church of Phil, you just got to buy Phil merchandise. And you're automatically in the Church of Phil, whether you like it or not. You ain't getting out. Once you're in, you're in. There's no out. There's no way to be, just leave. You can't. You're stuck. All right, where are we at? Let me get. Oh, and by the way, I want to remind everyone we are doing the Toy Guns for Tots right now. We got off to a really good start first day. It's slowed down a lot since then. Hopefully we'll pick back up again. But if you want to go over and help, go over to TYMPpistolproject.com. As a matter of fact, here, I'll show you where you got to go. Where did I put it? There it is. If you just go over to TYMPpistolproject.com, it's right there, TYMPpistolproject.com, and I'll try to remember to put a link in the top corner of this video to it. You go over there, the very first thing you'll see is the Toy Guns for Tots 2025. It's got pictures from previous years of stuff we bought, and it lets you donate here, and for every $20 you donate, you get an entry into the Toy Guns for Tots drawing at the end. Also, you can go down right here and click on this. And if you go over to my Shopify page, if it ever loads up, there's a Toy Guns for Tots section here. And everything on here is a little pricey because it does come with an entry into the drawing. So you're basically getting your $20 entry, and then you're getting the product for under cost. So basically, you're paying $17 to get your entry and then getting things for cost. And this one here I just added. This is like the ornament. It has the Toy Guns for Tots logo on the front. It says on the back, a donation has been made on your behalf to Toy Guns for Tots 25. Because of you, an in-need child's Christmas will be brighter. And I even added some little stars there. So go over and get that and give it as a gift. If you've got some people you might need gifts for this year that you haven't thought of, get them that mug. Give it to them. And not only are you giving them a mug that normally would cost $25 anyway. I just bought a mug for my sister. It's $25. It costs you the same as it would for a mug anyway. And it's a gift also to a child getting a gun on their behalf. So it's better than just giving them a mug. If you like someone who likes mugs, that would be perfect. And even if they don't like mugs, everyone uses them. So get the mug. You're giving them the donation. Put some candy canes in it. Wrap it in some foil or in some cellophane, and you got a little gift basket for them. So perfect gift. Go buy 10 of them. You never know how many people you might need to give gifts to. I keep extras around at Christmas time just for case someone shows up that we didn't know was going on. We take them in our trunk of our car if we go somewhere else. Because, you get somewhere and someone shows up that you didn't think of. And you're like, well, here's Merry Christmas. Or you forget one of your neighbors or something. So, in other words, go buy some. But that's what you can do to help Toy Guns for Tots right now. And also, you can just buy regular merchandise and support the channel. You can become a Patreon member, a Subscribe Star member. You can sign up for TYMP, and you can nominate someone for Handguns for Heroes on that same website, TYMPpistolproject.com. In fact, if I go over here, if you go down, there's where you can become a supporter. There's where you can support the Pets and Vets program with a one-time donation. Here's where you apply to be a TYMP beneficiary. And here's where you nominate someone for Handguns for Heroes. And then there's some of our people that have helped us out along the way. So feel free to go on over and help in any way you can with whichever program you like. That took a long time, didn't it? A lot longer than I thought it was going to. But let's get over to the questions. Let me see what's coming in. And we'll get them answered. I got to open my PayPal back up. It closed on me because I was babbling for so long. All right. Oh, transactions. Yesterday, we got a donation that I did not read because it came in literally about a minute after the chat ended. I got a nice donation from Ryan McFarland, so I want to thank him for his donation to Toy Guns for Tots. It is appreciated. And then we got Officer Tater Hater, paid his tithe to Phil, and said, I'll be late to the chat. I sent emails. These cops need Gen Pop for a few months. So, Bubba, okay, we're not going there. But I saw some of the ones you said. I just got around to seeing some. Oh, there's two black chick officers. Oh, that's real progressive of me. Black chicks. But yeah, that was something. And the one about the public records aren't for the public. I don't understand that reasoning. We also got John and Mandrick making a nice donation here, I think, to Toy Guns for Tots. Pretty sure that's what it is. Yep, Toy Guns for Tots. And then he chimed in with a question. Which he was the first of the two people we needed to get to do the drawing tonight. I'm pissed at SIG for supporting that racist, sexist, homophobic Nazi organization. You mean Democrats or Republicans? I'm sure you mean Republicans. Democrats don't lean towards Nazi. They lean more towards like Stalin, I think. Or Marxist, maybe. But I can understand that reasoning. I didn't think he was an awesome man either. Although I got someone today who unsubscribed on Patreon, and the reason they gave was that my video today was disrespectful to Charlie Kirk. At what point in that video was I disrespectful to Charlie Kirk? Because I admitted some people might like him and some people might not. He was a divisive character. And I said, if you like him, great, buy one of the guns. Money will go to Turning Point. If you don't like him and you don't like the fact that money's going to Turning Point, well, don't buy the guns. But then they said that I was being disrespectful to Charlie Kirk and his widow. They mentioned his widow. So I'm like, I don't know about that tight leather pants bimbo. I don't really think she's salt of the earth, to be honest. But But yeah, I'm not a fan either, but some people are. I guess how many of them they sell will be an indication. But there's so many people now that are using Charlie Kirk just to virtue signal. Politicians, other groups, just like, Charlie Kirk, look, I'm one of you right wingers, Charlie Kirk. Loved him, even though they never mentioned him once when he was alive. Let me get back over here. David Vallejos. Does Vallejos mean like big balls or something? It sounds like something like that. I'm not sure. You rock, Yankee Marshall. This is Pro SE America. Cheeky fella tells everyone to be kind to animals, or Phil will not forgive them. Hope to be a guest on the show again soon. Okay, anytime. We also, we need to talk about and I'm not doing homework to have the conversation, though. You'll have to explain it. Let me see. Where were we at? That was David Vallejos. If you remember the lawsuit, Vallejos versus Bonita. But I ain't reading the briefs and stuff. That's like homework. You're going to have to come in and explain them to me like I was stupid. Or that I had several head injuries. Because I don't know if I've ever told y'all or not, but I've had several head injuries throughout my life. I'm just glad when I fell a couple winters ago, I didn't hit my head. I did hit my head on the bumper of the car, bumped really hard, but it didn't damage the bumper or my head. It just fractured my hip. So I was really lucky I didn't give myself another head injury then. If my head had hit the ice, I'll take the Warcraft and whatever other entries. Well, you'll get 2 entries, but no, 3. You did $10. You get 3 entries. Clinton Barella, you can stand under his Barella, also donated and said, apparently there were people in Kentucky calling their Secretary of State to complain that there was nowhere for them to vote in New York City mayoral's race. See, people see it online and then they think they need to vote too. I saw that too. People were like complaining about like some of the websites that were tracking the election. They're like, there's no place to vote. There's no, like, you don't get to vote. This isn't a fucking poll. It's the election in New York City. If you don't live in New York City, but it was like, there was even threads on Reddit of people being directed to it, that they were angry that there was no voting. They were being suppressed because there was no vote button I'm like, what the fuck? Has Americans become that retarded? I mean, I'm not that retarded, and I've had several head injuries. I don't know if I ever told you that. Let's see here. Where are we at? But yeah, I saw that. That was sad. That made me a little sad. Where did I get that from? Oh, that was over here. It was Clinton Barella. I was like, where did I read? What was I responding to? It was Clinton Barella's super chat. Then we got Paul Bidenbach weighed in with a very generous donation and said Toy Guns for Tots, because he donated through the website to get his interest into the Toy Guns for Tots donation. I wish there was a place over there where you could leave a comment. I don't know if you can do that or not. Then we got one more here. Tim Moeller weighed in and said, for your great recommendation on the Oprah Winfrey OnlyFans. He said Opera Winfrey. Is that someone different than Oprah Winfrey? Oprah Winfrey, or whatever her name is. Even when she's skinny, she's not hot. I don't think Oprah's ever been hot. In fact, I think she looks better when she's a little heavier, to be honest. But apparently Tim Moeller likes it. So we know what he likes. He likes them big. He likes them busty. He likes them big. He likes them homely. Then we got Paul Bidenbach weighed in here and said, "Hail Phil, what is your least favorite breed of dog?" Oh, I don't really have a breed of dog I don't like. I mean, I like all dogs pretty much. If you're a dog, you're okay with me. If I had to say like a dog I wouldn't own, well, now it'd be Chihuahuas because I can't own them here because the Hawks will get them or the Eagles. So they're too small. I love Chihuahuas, but I can't have one here. That's why my dog's got to be too heavy to be carried off by an eagle or an owl. But as far as breeds, I wouldn't want just anything that sheds really heavily or is very loud. So I guess I'd say a husky. I would not want a husky because they are very vocal and they shed like a whole dog worth of fur every other day. So it's not that I don't like huskies, love huskies. If somebody else is husky, I think they're amazing, but I wouldn't want one. That's probably at the top of my list. Or dogs that drool a lot. I've had some that drool a lot. Rottweilers, Basset Hounds. You get tired of having a drool rag that you have to wipe stuff off the TV and stuff every time they shake their head. But once again, love the dog, just don't love the maintenance. The money she has makes her more attractive. That's true. She does have a lot of money. I'm not saying I wouldn't fuck her. I'd fuck her for 1/10 of her money. I'd probably do it for $2,000 or $3,000. There's things I'd like to buy. I can get through anything, 5 minutes of anything for that kind of money. Hell, I'd manually pull the shit out of a pig's ass for $3,000. I'm not. And if they want me, I'm not if it's against the law. I'm not going to fuck it, but it's only off the table because it's against the law. As far as I know, it is not against the law to fuck fat billionaires. In fact, I know a lot of people who make a career out of it. So more power to them. Let's see here. I think that catches us all up on the supers over here. Let me get to the ones over here in the YouTube chat. Why is this not moving? There we go. Martin Bisquick chimed in and used his 37-month WAP chat to say 37 months supporting live rants. Yankee, keep going. Well, I hope I won't do any rants tonight. My blood pressure don't need that right now. But he's been a member for 37 months. He's all wrinkly, I'm sure. Excuse me. Avo357 said, good evening, Yank. Going back and forth between the FN57 and the HK USP45 full size for EDC. Shit hit the fan. HK USP45 full size. Far more effective gun. Easier to find ammo for. Very high quality gun. Unless, of course, you got other 45s and you just want an FN57. I have an FN57, and it's only because I don't have other ones. So, plus I went on a personal vendetta for like 2-3 years to discredit the 5.7x28 because I thought it was stupid, and I ain't never been able to do it. Every time I do a test that shows, look, it's worse than 9mm. I'm like, man, it's performed pretty much as good as 9mm. So that's been disappointing. But other than that, either way, you're going to have a good gun. But that's going to be harder to find an ammo for the 5.7 in a bad situation and for shit hit the fan. Plus, it's going to be more expensive to stock ammunition for it. Mikey D said, for a shot at the Mavis patch. Yes, you will get a shot at the Mavis patch tonight because I'm doing that just for people who donate through YouTube, just so I can do something for them for a while, for a change, without taking stuff away from the people who donate through PayPal. Because people are very petty. They get mad if they think they're being cheated. Practical Bacon says, what snap is the hat on? As a fellow big head owner, I'm guessing the last 2 or 3. Shut up. Hold on. You heard 2 snaps, but that wasn't because that's where the hat is. The hat, hold on, is all the way. It's snapped on every snap. See, as you can see, that fits me perfectly. Don't have a big head. I don't know what you're talking about. See, still on all the snaps, and it fits perfect. A little snug, but It's soft though. This hat's very soft. It's got like soft padding here and soft padding here, and this is very soft. Even though it's a little snug, it doesn't hurt, but it's very soft. I could loosen it another one, but then it's a little too loose. You know what I mean? You either got a little snug or a little too loose. And I'd rather be a little snug since this is nice and soft. It's even padded here and underneath. But yeah, so all the way snapped on all of them, small as it can go. Where was I at? All right, that does it for the super chats. Let's get to the emails right now. Mo G says, if you need to stock up on Underwood ammo, they have an election day sale going on until 11:30 tonight on their website. The discount automatically applies at checkout. Well, I probably could use some right now, but I need more. I want to consider more on like getting more Minuteman ammo in the big box right now. Got plenty of carry ammo still. But I would be nice to get some more. But I don't want to spend my money on ammo right now because I want to get a new gun. And I just got my tax return back. Yay. I got about $1,700 back on my tax return, which is mine. It's mine to spend as I like. Plus, I still have most of the money. Well, not most, but a big chunk of the money that I got from selling that 2011. So I'm going to have like $3,000 to buy a gun if I want, or buy 3 $1,000 guns. Well, I probably wouldn't do that. I'd probably buy one $1,000 gun and put the rest in savings. But I can buy a gun up to like $3,000 if I want to spend all of it, which I'm going to wait and see if I got any expenses I didn't think about. And if I don't, I'm going to do a video like, what do you think I should get if I can spend up to $3,000? Because maybe it's something I'm not thinking of. Nominal Snowman says, so just how bad are the GOP MAGA Republicans going to get obliterated in the coming elections? Well, I mean, I guess technically it'll be bad. It won't be like a huge margin. It's not going to be like, oh, they lost 70-30. No, there's still 40% of people on each side that are going to vote with Republican or Democrat, whichever one they're registered as. And the real trick is just getting them to show up. So if everybody's motivated, it's going to be like the 10% or whatever it is in the middle that lean them. So it's going to be a little more like 45-52 or 48-52. It's not going to be a huge wipeout. It's really just going to be that more Democrats are motivated to go out and vote, and they might turn a few more centrists towards the Democrats. But it's not going to, the days of like 75% elections is over. It's always going to be 40-something to 40-something or 40-something to 50, something like that. Low 50s to high 40s kind of thing. As part of the culture war, gun rights are going to get destroyed if they get a supermajority. I say in 2028, SCOTUS ain't going to save us. Yay, fear-mongering. Well, I think they'll give us favorable rulings, but they won't do anything about it till it's too late. We also got an email here, very dark picture because of the orange shirts. But he did get a Le Pew Pew shirt. Why did you order another Le Pew Pew shirt? He's got a Le Pew Pew right there, and he's got the best gun for Bigfoot. I love the Le Pew Pew. That's cute. I don't know what the Le Pew Pew is, actually. And it's not my idea. It was Nominal Snowman's idea. But it turned out cute. I will say that. Not as cute as the best gun for Bigfoot, but cute. And remember, you can get those all over on my webpage. Nominal Snowman says the contender refers to the Thompson Center contender, those break action single shot rifles in all the weird calibers. AFAIK, Ruger only, still is in use, but with a slight addendum. Usually Ruger number 1 only. The Ruger number 1s are ridiculously strong actions and some reloading manuals, blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure what they're saying. So the case of the Ruger number 1 is actually substantially overbuilt. Well, yeah, some of their guns are overbuilt. That's the whole point of them. But that doesn't mean they're inherently stronger than another similar gun. If there's an analogous gun from another maker, that doesn't mean the Ruger's that much. It just means Ruger makes one that strong and most other makers don't. Ruger makes single actions. That's why the Blackhawks and stuff like that, they're so big and strong, because there's nothing analogous to them. Like, what's your favorite single action from Smith & Wesson or Taurus? Well, Taurus does make one. Taurus does make a single action. But what's your favorite single action from Smith & Wesson that's currently made? Yeah, you're not going to probably have one. And I did see something about what was something you just said here that reminded me of something I was going to say that I read, but I don't remember what it was. I don't remember. The Thompson contenders. That's what contender meant. I didn't know that. I forget what those things are called. That's those, like, they're like a little shotgun almost. Little single barrel shotgun. I've never really been a big fan of those. Don't like them. Well, I mean, they're just a lot for one round. Do you get your Underwood ammo? I answered that yesterday, didn't I? Did I open a email from yesterday? I think I might have. And then we got an email from Frank Rodriguez, and he said, in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, a family ordered $120 worth of food. They didn't tip the server. She ran out into the parking lot and confronted them. Good. I think she should be able to punch him in the nuts and not get in any trouble. The server yelled, "You ordered half the menu, and I busted my ass for 2 hours, and you left me nothing." Yeah, I would be pissed too. Cheap ass motherfuckers. I know exactly what she's going through. Look how many of these fuckers in here today ain't paid their tithe to Phil. So I know exactly what she's going through. I feel her pain. Let me see where we're at here. Let me go back, make sure I've got the all the super chats answered, and then I'll get over to, because that was the last email, and then I will go over to the live chat. Yes, okay. Let's see, where are we at? Where can I go to? John Heasley said, it's for my younger daughter. Yes, we are doing the axe drawing. That's as far as I can go. But yes, we're doing the axe drawing tonight as well as the rest. So it'll all be done tonight. We even be doing a knife drawing and a patch drawing. So going to be a lot of drawings at the end. So I got to leave some time for that. So because I want to do it while we're still doing the show. I don't want to do it after. It's for my younger daughter. She seen mine and wanted it. Well, good. Buy one for everybody that saw yours and wants one. Anybody here see his? I showed a picture of him a minute ago. Want one? Let John Heasley know he'll buy you one. I just bid on a 38 Super on. No, you didn't. You're lying just to irritate the shit out of me. Hiya, Yankee. Hiya. The money she has makes her more attractive. That's when we were talking about Ofra, Winfrey. So you're saying you want a Basenji. I don't mind a Basenji. Basenjis are cool. I try not to buy full blood dogs anymore. I've made that mistake a couple times. There's too many dogs that need. Now you can adopt full blood dogs. Easy. It's easy to adopt them, but they're usually older. But I'm just probably sticking to mutts from here on out. You know, like Turnip and Django are both mutts. Now, Turnip and Django both look very much like their breed. You couldn't tell them from a full blood. But I'm sticking to mutts. But I would not, like, if a Basenji needed a home, I'd have no problem with a Basenji. I think they're cute. I like their little curly tails. And they don't make a lot of noise. This evening, I broke up a fight between two raccoons by shining my flashlight in their faces. That was my good deed for the day. How do you know they were fighting? Maybe that was foreplay, and you just fucking ruined their evening. Maybe it was role play, and you just fucked up their night. You know, they're trying to spice their marriage back up, and then you come in and stick your nose in it. So I don't think that's a possibility. In every one of these videos where a server gets stiffed on the tip, some scumbag posts a comment like, don't expect to be tipped and you won't be disappointed. Well, I'm like, well, if you don't want to tip, don't go out and eat, and you won't seem like an asshole. I've been a server before. That was one of my go-to things whenever I'd get burnt out in my industry. I'd be like, I'm taking the summer off and we'll go wait tables. And I've done that more than once. Mental health break. Did it and sold cars one summer. You got to be outside in the summertime. It was nice. So riding around in cars and stuff. And going from my normal job to where you sat basically in an air-conditioned booth and waited for people to walk on the lot and then went and test drove cars with them. That was fucking heaven. I was good at it too because I knew a lot about cars. Tangfolio has a 38 Super for like $1,200 and then no one buys it. I bet they only have one. They've advertised it for probably 10 years and probably never sold it. When I worked as a server, the worst tip I ever got was a coupon for grape juice. My fellow servers were furious that someone would do that to me. Well, that's not too bad. At least you get some grape juice. My least favorite ones were the Christians. First, they would just leave you cards with Bible verses on, which was bad enough. But then someone got the smart idea that they would get these fake $5 bills. And they're only like half of a $5 bill on a paper, and then they fold it over. And then when you pick it up and open it, it's not a $5 bill. It's like a psalm or something from the Bible or an invitation to a church, but it looks like a $5 bill when they fold it up, stick it under they just wanted to make sure you read it. Those people, I wanted to chase them down and beat them. I've gone back out and thrown them back at people before, wadded them up and thrown them at their car as they're driving away. As they're passing you, just boop, back onto their windshield and walk back inside. I've done that more than once. I got no problem. They're going to fire me. Boo-hoo. Pigar chimed in and says, I also want a Basenji, but only the brown and white ones. Aren't they kind of more of a tan usually? Or are there darker ones that you're wanting? I think there are darker ones, aren't there? I'm used to seeing them in kind of like a camel collar, but I think they come in a brown, don't they? If I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, though. We all know that. I think that catches us up on all the questions, which would mean I could get to the drawings. Let's see here. Let's make sure. Paul Beidenbach was the last one over there. So, and I got Pigar was the last one over here. So let's get started on the drawings. First off, let's do the friend drawing. That's from my Patreon list, and that's the one I got on top. So let's do the friend drawing. All right, let's generate a number. This number's getting smaller and smaller because there's fewer patrons. All right, the number is 61. And the winner is Harold T. Harold T. And he is from, he's from Jackson Hole, Florida. It's actually Jacksonville, but I always call it Jackson Hole because the fucking place is a stank hole. I can't stand Jacksonville. But sorry that you live in Jacksonville, but you won the friend gift certificate. So send me an email to shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com. Put friend winner in the subject line. Last month's person almost got missed because they didn't do that. Luckily, I saw it. So make sure you put friend winner in the subject line and then tell me what you want to spend your gift certificate on. All right, now let's move on to the silver bullet drawing. The silver bullet drawing. That's the next one here on my list. Boom. Generate a number. All right. 26. This is not surprising. Homesteading with Soulless Ginger. Number was 26, and he got like the first 50 entries. So, not surprising at all there. Let me write this down so I don't forget this one. Contact me with the email says Axe Winner, and put the your address, your FFL, all that stuff in there. All right, let me get over here. And now we're going to do the Silver Bullet winner. Hold on. What did I just put? I put that in the wrong place. Hold on. No, I did the drawing right, but I just put wrote the winner's name in the wrong place. There's the axe drawing. There is. Oh, there it is. Okay, I found it. Don't. All right. Now let's do the Silver Bullet. Let me put in the number. And the winner for the Silver Bullet is Corey Long. Corey Long is the winner. So, Corey Long, send me an email that says Silver Bullet winner, or just Bullet winner, either one. No, Silver Bullet winner. Put Silver Bullet winner. And give me your name and address and which bullet caliber you want and what type you want. You want werewolf, vampire, or cowboy. So send that. All right. Now we got to do, yes, you won the axe. You donated like $400 on the first day. You had like the first 50 or 60 entries, and the number was 26. So I should have known right off the bat it was you. Let's see here. Where were we? What was I doing? What drawing am I doing now? What did I just do? We got to do the knife drawing, don't we? We got to do the knife drawing. All right, let's do the knife drawing. I'm forgetting what all we've done here. I don't have a list made for the knife drawing yet. I got to go over here and count. I have the list from the last 2 days, but I don't have today's on there yet. Let me add today's on there. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's for Toy Guns for Tots. There's another one. 11, 12. That's for Toy Guns for Tots. 13, 14. Toy Guns for Tots. One more, so that's 50. 16. This was all Toy Guns for Tots. Toy Guns for Tots. $2, $2, $2, $2. All right, so the 7 entries we had plus 16. How much does that make? It's 23. So a number between 1 and 23. 1 and 23. And the winner is, this is for the knife. Hold on. I'm looking at the wrong list. There we go. The winner is, let me go over here. Clinton Barella. Clinton Barella is the winner. So let me know which one. Send me an email to say it's knife winner in the subject line. Let me know which one you want. The big ass Spartan, the Warcraft, which one you want and give me your address and information, and I'll get that sent ASAP. I should be sending out all these this weekend because I got enough built up now. So let me write him down. I didn't write him down. Clinton Barella. I don't think that's how you spell his name, but I got it close. All right, now we need to draw for the patch. For the patch. I just got to do between, make sure to send the Coleman axe first. I didn't do a drawing for a Coleman axe. Homesteading with Soulless Ginger says, I won the axe. Yes, you did. And Pigar also weighed in more about the Basenjis and said, I don't care for the brindle and tricolor ones. Oh, I don't mind the brindle. I like the brindles. Brindles is pretty, I think. All right, now let me count the entrants over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So generate a number between 1 and 6. Number 2. So the winner is Mikey D. Mikey D wins the Mavis patch. So send me an email saying patch winner, and then in the email tell me you won the Mavis patch and give me your address again so I can send it to you. You don't have a Mavis patch? I thought you'd have a Mavis patch. But let me go make sure we're still caught up on reading the names of people who donated toy guns for tots, or if anybody bought any toy guns for tots merch when I wasn't paying attention. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Nope, that's still the same. And I think I got all the super chats read. Paul Bidenbach was the last one. Yes, so we are done. So I want to say thanks to everybody for coming. I appreciate it. I will see everyone again tomorrow. If you got any ideas for shooting the shit topics, feel free to send them to me. I've not been doing good at thinking of anything over the last several days. So feel free. But thanks everybody for coming. I appreciate it. I'll see everybody again tomorrow, I hope. Hopefully I'll see more of you. We only had like 85 people here today. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe till I see you again. I will get my FFL info to you tomorrow when I can get it. And thank you, brother. I'm sorry excited. I think he means so very excited. But like I said, bye.